Okay, welcome back everybody to another MTGO League. This time we're going back to an old favourite. We're going to be playing around with some 4/4 Rhinos, playing some Temur Rhinos. This is a well-performing list over the weekend, one of the challenges, I think the Saturday challenge, piloted by someone on Modo called Yellow Gatorade. I've made one change, which is moving one endurance, removing one of those and adding in a Prismari Command. Pretty much just because that just brings the deck just under what I can rent on Mana Traders, so we'll give it a go. But that probably isn't a great switch, and I'll look to pick up another endurance at some point. But yeah, it's pretty well. It's actually not that standard in that it is moved to the new tech, which is running 4 Archmages Charm in the main, and we're also running 1 Cryptic Command. This means that we do lose. Let me just think. What have we lost? So you just lose. You still get 2 Bonecrusher Giants, 4 Brazen Borrowers running 25 land. You maybe lose some of the Furies. What else did this used to run? You lose some of the flex lands like Gemstone Caverns and stuff. Yeah, you lose some of the things like Prismari Command in the main, which was sometimes run. You still got all the fire ices and everything, so yeah, definitely excited to try that out. You get 2 of the Otawara Soaring cities and a Boseiju in the land suite. Just really good for bouncing things like Chalice of the Void or Teferi Time Reveler that can stop you making your 4/4s. And then we get the standard kind of sideboard, Force of Vigors, Endurances, Mystical Disputes. We've got 2 Prismari Commands at the moment, as I was saying, and 2 Subtleties. Notably, we do lose Blood Moon here. Can't really run Blood Moon and Archmage's Charm in the same list. It's certainly difficult. But yeah, definitely excited to give this a go. So let's get into the league. Hope everyone's doing well today. Thanks to everyone that subscribed recently, and it's good to get some comments going on the videos as well. So yeah, hope everyone's doing all right. Please do subscribe to the channel if it's something you're enjoying. Always good to get some more people on board. And yeah, do comment if you have any suggestions. Always happy to discuss plays, try and get a bit better. I've certainly picked up a lot from the interactions I've had with people in the comments, so yeah, thanks for everyone that's helping me improve that way. But yeah, let's get into round number 1. Right, we'll be on the play here for round number 1. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. So against the Gigantha deck, which used to mean likely Tron, but more decks are going towards it now that Lurrus has been banned, so it's not uncommon to see things like Grixis Shadow playing Gigantha. Opponent mulligans to 5. Definitely thinking Tron with a mull to 5. So we'll lead on Misty. Probably should have led on Scalding Tarn actually, in case we need to fetch a basic. God, making mistakes from first play of the first game. But we are fetching a Shockland here. We'll go and grab Breeding Pool, because we might as well suspend our Rhinos on 1. I'm thinking we're going to see an Urza's Tower here, but we've got the Fire Ice as well to tap that, so my opponent can't search next turn, which is nice. We can just play the island here. Is there anything bad with that? No, I think that's fine. And then in my opponent's upkeep, go ahead and just ice the Urzas. Oh, we could bounce. No, I think I'm going to ice. We could bounce the Expedition map there. I think I'd rather just ice. Okay, Relic of Progenitus. Relic main deck. So I think we're going to make Rhinos at sorcery speed here. Just because there's a fairly low chance, but my opponent could be on Opponent could be on Warping Whale main deck, especially if this is Eldrazi Tron. I mean, here we're now susceptible, I guess, to something like a Karn. Maybe. Don't know. I think it was probably better to just make Rhino Sorcery Speed there. You know, we're hoping my opponent doesn't have natural Tron. We haven't drawn very well as yet. This Brazen Borrower could be nice though, but we need to draw some more action really. In fact, I don't think we've drawn any non-lands, but yeah, hopefully. Okay, the opponent does have natural Tron here. Which is obviously not the best. So opponent's probably going to get Ensnaring Bridge, which is an issue. Yeah, there's the Ensnaring Bridge. So we've got the Brazen Borrower to bounce that. Oh, we draw another land. So go ahead and kill the Karn here. Play a Foothills and pass. So yeah, looking more like Eldrazi Tron than OG Tron. So this is going to be the bridge. So we need to draw, I guess Cryptic is fine. It's just more Cryptics and Brazen Borrowers really. Okay, Forest, indicating that it probably is green Tron. Just with Karn in the main. I guess a bit unfortunate that as well that my opponent found Tron without any help from maps or stirrings or Sylvan Scrying. We've got some stuff in the sideboard for this. O-Stone's pretty good as well, unfortunately. I guess O-Stone kills the bridge. We also really need to draw some gas. We are going to have to remember to always think about fetching our blue sources for Oblivion Stone. Okay, let's sacrifice the Foothills. We can, actually, given that we've got so many lands, I'm just going to fetch a shot, because then if we draw Ketria Triome, we can cycle it. So yeah, we'll cast this. So what we want to draw now is not really another Violent Outburst, but it's not too bad. Because our opponent does have Oblivion Stone at any time they want. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. We need to find, yeah, so as soon as our opponent taps out for something, Cryptic is lethal. As is Brazen Borrower, etc. Don't know what the opponent goes and gets here. Probably just more Tron. Sanctuary Vigor makes sense. Okay, they crack another map, which is fine. Not sure what they'll get here. Okay, Blast Zone makes sense. Not that Blast Zone does much here. So we'll just keep getting lands out of our deck. Okay, so probably amongst the worst draws in our deck there. This is the kind of situation where we that we put Archmage's Charm in for, because the opponent's going to get to put a counter on Ensnaring Bridge, a fate counter, so that it doesn't destroy it with Oblivion Stone. Actually, here at some point we may want to Archmage's Charm target our opponent to make them draw additional cards, so that our Rhinos can attack through the Ensnaring Bridge. But obviously you have to deal with Oblivion Stone as well. No point in really suspending those Rhinos there. Opponent just needs to find an Ugin, and it's likely all over. Okay, there's the Blast Zone. If the opponent puts Gigantha in hand, that's 3, and then I don't think they've got enough mana then, so then we could draw Cryptic for lethal. We're kind of dependent on our opponent to make a mistake here. Another Karn. We're going to see what my opponent gets here. Maybe just an insight into what they get, because we still, if we find Brazen Borrower, our opponent will have to blow up Oblivion Stone, which obviously kills. Torpor Orb. I am not sure why my opponent has gone and got Torpor Orb, but we'll I'll take it. So we need to, okay, so this means our opponent now has to blow up the Oblivion Stone, which is pretty nice for us. So we'll Petty Theft the the Ensnaring Bridge here. Actually, does the opponent have enough mana? 2, 3, 4. This is 5, right? Okay, so the opponent seems to have punted that one away. We'll take it. That's exactly what I was talking about. So we just needed like the opponent to make a mistake there. Even if my opponent doesn't do that, let's assume they had another mana available. They crack the O Stone, which gets rid of Karn and Torpor Orb and all of our Rhinos, but then we can make more Rhinos end of turn, next turn, and make more Rhinos end of turn, and then we can still keep going. We need to draw more Brazen Borrowers, but we do get there. We do get pretty lucky. We draw Brazen Borrower at exactly the right time there, but yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, so what do we want to get rid of? I don't think Bonecrusher's great. Dead Gone doesn't do anything, so get rid of all those. So they are on the Karn plan, so we probably want all of these Force of Vigors. Do we want to Prismari Command as well? Probably. We want the Forces. Subtlety is also a consideration. Fire Ice is good. I don't think Fury is amazing. Let's definitely bring in the first Prismari Command, or maybe the first Subtlety. Maybe 2 Subtleties, because we quite like countering. I think that's fine. We quite like countering like Karns and Wormcoil Engines and stuff like that. So yeah, I think Subtlety's good here. Okay, so we keep an interesting hand here. No, I guess Force of Vigor is quite a bit more difficult to do now that we don't have as many green cards. But we do have Boseiju to keep them off Tron. We've got a Brazen Borrower, but we don't have any Cascaders. I think this is probably a mulligan. I think we can do better. Like, this is better, so we'll keep this. Do we want both Cascaders is the question. Do I just get rid of a Subtlety? Or is it Archmage's Charm we get rid of? Opponent's mulligan to 5. Subtlety stops a Karn on turn 2. I think we'll get rid of the Charm here. Yeah, I think that's fine. If we'd drawn a green card with that initial 7, we could have Force of Vigor to turn 1 Expedition Map. So opponent's mulligan to 5 again. Okay, well, there's a star. So opponent probably got Ancient Stirrings. Force of Negation would be nice. Okay, so we'll just lead on Misty Pass. Probably go and get the Triome. Okay, opponent just plays out Urza's Tower. Which is a bit surprising. Oh, I guess they must have Ancient Sylvan Scrying even. Okay, so opponent has Tron next turn. So good draws. Best draw is probably Fire Ice. Don't really want another Archmage's Charm. If we draw a land, that's really good, obviously. But we can Subtlety something, but we really need to hit a land next turn. Okay, there's Tron. 4 cards in hand. I will Subtlety a Karn here. Okay, Relic's fine. Don't care about that. Okay, opponent looking for gas by the look of it. But just nothing to do. Okay. Right, show me a land. Oh, it is a land. So that's really good here. So it's a bit of an interesting one, this, because I want to play Shardless Agent because that's the quickest clock. It puts my opponent dead in 2 turns. We have this Subtlety. The only Subtlety doesn't deal with Ulamog killing both our Rhinos or Oblivion Stone, but they're the only 2 things that we really are afraid of. I think I'm going to go for the Shardless. Yeah, I think we'll go for the Shardless Agent here. Make 10 power. Hold up Subtlety. So yeah, we just don't want to see Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger or Oblivion Stone. We can actually, if my opponent sacrifices the Sanctum, we can we can use Subtlety to... Okay, so what we want to do is Subtlety this, and then my opponent doesn't get to put the Karn back on top. Because, well, they can put the Karn on top, but they can't then use Sanctum of Ugin as well. Because we're going to put Karn on top, and then my opponent will search with... Okay, so they've put it on top, but given that we've got Archmage's Charm in hand, that's a bit of a losing... Okay, they do search. They go and get... No, they do go and get Ulamog, but they don't have the land to play. Okay, so we'll Scalding Tarn, attack for 10 here, and then pass the turn, and then I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, our opponent can Ulamog us this turn, so we've got to decide what we think is... Oh, okay, this is actually fine. So our opponent gets rid of 2 Rhinos, we let it happen, and then we make 2 more Rhinos and then bounce the Ulamog. Oh, okay, that's a bit odd. So we'll make green mana. So yeah, this is fine now. I mean, even without, is this still lethal? We don't actually have to bounce the Ulamog. I'm very surprised my opponent didn't bounce both Rhinos there. So opponent blocks a Rhino and then still takes 10. Let me just check I'm doing this right. There's nothing our opponent could possibly have, I don't think. We attack. Yeah. So yeah, 4, 8, 10. Okay, should be fine. Yeah, if there is any shenanigans, we can always bounce the Ulamog with Brazen Borrower to get the trample damage through. So yeah, we beat the Tron Menace game 1 in fairly quick fashion. So see you again for the next round. Okay, we're on the play here, and yeah, we get a really good hand again. Turn 2 Fire Ice is really strong. Into turn 3 Violent Outburst. We've got a little bit of removal as well. We've got a Force Negation. Yeah, so this is pretty much perfect hand. Opponent mulliganing to 5 as well. So again, you're thinking dredge your Tron. Not sure if my thinking's outdated there. No companion revealed, so no real information other than that. Okay, so we'll lead off with Foothills here, with the plan to go and get a Triome. Not sure there's too much we'd want to force on turn 1. Forest. I mean, do we want to force an Amulet of Vigor, or would we rather just Fire Ice? We could ice the Forest, which wouldn't let our opponent play the Dryad. I think I am going to force that. I think I'm going to force that. I think that's better than icing the land next turn on the whole. Flooded Grove's a good addition with the Archmage's Charms in the list. Okay, Mountain. Not really what we want to draw there. Don't think we'll end up stomping our opponent here, but we might do. I think I'd rather save that for like an Asusa. Grazer, okay. Well, maybe we should have saved the Force. Not sure. So yeah, definitely want to go and we want to remember that we want to get blue mana with pretty much every fetch now that we've got the Archmage's Charms in in the deck. Okay, another land. So yeah, this turn we'll make some Rhinos. Could be the Dryad. Like it is. It is the Dryad. So next turn our opponent is going to have Titan available. So we'll make some Rhinos here. Want to draw Archmage's Charm. Cryptic Command would be a very good draw. Dead Gone's not the worst. Well, another Violent Outburst is also pretty good. So we could hit for 10 here, but don't think we want to do that. So I think we'll just play Scalding Tarn and pass. See what our opponent wants to do. It's probably land Titan. Okay, so Cavern of Souls wouldn't have been... With the Cavern of Souls, the Yeah, an Archmage's Charm wouldn't have actually helped us here. So I'm thinking my opponent's probably going to go and... They can't give it haste, which is good. That's always something. But our opponent might go and get 2 Valakuts, which I think is probably enough to kill all of our Rhinos. Yeah. Okay, the opponent actually going all at us. So that's 12 damage. Oh, our opponent can play another land as well. That implies that if they've got another land, we just die here, which is rough. They don't have another land. I guess they can attack with the Dryad. Well, they probably don't want to attack with the Dryad. Oh, they do have it. Oh, that's so rough. Okay, so yeah, we lose on turn 4 to a pretty good draw from that was the last card in hand as well. Maybe we knew that was in their hand. No, they had 2 Gruul Turfs. Yeah, Dryad's so annoying. People that watch the the channel a lot know that Primeval Titan is probably my most hated card in Modern. Mainly just due to the decks I play, I think. So what have we got? Subtlety seems really nice. Dead Gone's okay. Force of Negation I think is okay. Bonecrusher doesn't really do much. I think we definitely want all these forces. Deals with Amulet and with Dryad. Dead Gone's probably quite slow, as is Cryptic. I guess Tap Draw is nice. Brazen Borrower is good. Force is Force. Let's get rid of at least 1 force. Maybe multiple forces. Maybe a 1 force, 1 Cryptic. What are we doing with Fury? I guess it kills Dryad. Let's go with that. Take the play. I'm going to keep this. It's not the best hand I've ever seen. But if we can manage to get a 2 for 1, yeah, we can just about keep this. So we can go turn 1, suspend the Rhinos. So I'm going to go and grab Breeding Pool. So suspend some Rhinos, and then hopefully we can disrupt my opponent with Ice and Force of Vigor. Especially if they do something like Urza's Sar. Oh, come on, play the Amulet. Play an Amulet. I think here I'm not going to force yet. I think we'll just Ice it this turn. Because I'd quite like to get I'd quite like to kill 2 things with this. Let's go Ice this. Okay, a 3rd Force of Vigor. So if my opponent plays a bounce land, oh, now that's pretty good. Well, you get to just double wasteland our opponent here, which is a pretty powerful thing you can be doing in Modern. Okay, so Fury, well, it's not an amazing draw. You know, if we could make Rhinos here, we'd probably win the game. So we can't quite. Okay, Valakut. I wonder if I'm meant to just... I think I'm meant to play Brazen Borrower here. We'll go for it. We make Rhinos next turn. Okay, so I'm not going to play that Crashing Footfalls. I don't think we need it, and I'd rather hold up Force of Vigor. Hopefully the opponent goes like Urza's Saga, Amulet of Vigor. Okay, basic forest. Okay, so we shall make some Rhinos this turn. Okay, land isn't too bad. Still not going to cast this Crashing Footfalls, I don't think, because I think I would just want to hold up a Force of Vigor, and I don't think the game's going to go long enough for it to matter. So if the opponent goes Dryad, okay, that's a Saga again. So now if my opponent plays Dryad, we're fairly happy. Am I just going to go for this now? I think I'm just going to go for this now. Go and grab Steam Vents. Okay, opponent's actually just conceded, so we're hitting him for 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 here. And then, yeah, we Force of Vigor. So that Force of one of the better Force of Vigors I've ever seen, I have to say. Yeah, that's why we run the full 4. So the only thing I'm questioning is the Force, really. I guess the Fury as well. Is it better than Prismari Command? I think so, because this kills Dryad and a Sousa. I think that's probably fine. Obviously, Boseiju is a good land to have access to in this matchup as well. Okay, so this is a similar kind of hand. I think we're going to keep it. Yeah, just I don't know, maybe I'm not meant to keep this, but okay, that's a Saga. So we're going to do the same thing, I think. Just let them go. Okay, so we'll go and grab Breeding Pool here. And suspend a Footfalls. Yeah, because we can't. Yeah, there's obviously the potential for the opponent to play Amulet of Vigor here, or Dryad, or see what they do. If they play a bounce land here, I will Force of Vigor the Urza Saga, because then they have to bounce. Do we want to do it now? There's no reason to do it now, really. We can do it in their upkeep if we want to. So we draw. Okay, Fire Ice is nice. So let's just play a Forest. Now we're going to think on this one. Do we want to destroy the Urza Saga? I don't think so. I think we can just destroy the Amulet that they get. We'll ice this. See what we draw, I suppose. Okay, Shardless Agent's a very nice draw. Yeah, I should have actually... Yeah, I probably should have done that, because then my opponent doesn't get the... Well, although now we get to go Force of Vigor, kill Dryad and Amulet, which is obviously really good. But what do we get rid of is the question. So I think I'm going to just do this. So this and this. Do I get rid of Shardless Agent, or do I get rid of the other Force? I think it's the other Force, because then we can put pressure on. I think we need to pressure. I think we're going to try and pressure them now. Just make 10 power this turn. I quite like holding up Violent Outburst actually now, given that Shardless Agent pitches to Force. So how does our opponent kill us next turn? Amulet of Vigor. If we make 8 power, that's 3 turns. I think that's better. I think I'm going to do that instead. We could hard cast a Force as well, of course. Okay. I guess Summoner's Pact. So opponent, do I want to force this? So our opponent's played a land this turn. They'd have 3 mana. If I just go Force Pitch Agent, Violent Outburst, or we let it resolve, they play Dryad. They're obviously setting up for a Titan next turn. I think I'm just going to force this. I think we're just now disrupting as much as we can. I suppose the opponent could have another Summoner's Pact. Five cards in hand for the opponent. So probably going for like an Azusa there. Oh, they do have another Summoner's Pact, so that's really not great. So get Dryad. Play the Dryad. So they are going to have access to Titan mana next turn. And they've got a Valakut as well. Maybe I meant... No, I think... Let's get a Steam Vents. Okay. Maybe I wasn't meant to force there. No, okay, so that was a big mistake actually I've just made. I was not meant to force there because my opponent can then next turn... Oh no, they've still got the Summoner's Pact to pay for actually. They've still got to pay for Pact. So we've got Rhinos coming in next turn. If we find a red land, we can... Yeah, I think that force was maybe incorrect. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what you think. Maybe it was correct. Maybe it was fine. Like the opponent has to pay for Pact here, so they can't. Hopefully they can't play Titan. I think it would take quite a lot for them to play Titan here. And I guess getting rid of a Pact is good because now they can't go next turn. You know, we've got rid of another Pact, so they can't go Pact for Dryad and then Pact for Titan. Yeah, maybe that was fine. So we kind of want to draw a fetch land here. Fetch land, Force of Vigor, Brazen Borrower, Archmage's Charm, all really good. Cryptic Command, one of the best draws. Okay, the opponent attacking us. If we're going to draw a land, let it be a fetch land. Oh, we do make more Rhinos here as well. So the opponent probably going to be going for the Valakut kill. So if we draw a red card, I'm pretty much... Oh, that's our worst draw, I think. I think we now lose to a Titan, sadly. Yeah, I think Flooded Grove is our worst draw there. Because it doesn't make... yeah, we can't cast Fury with it. If opponent gets Titan for 2 Valakuts... and they have a land in hand, I think we're probably dead. It's possible they don't have a Titan because we did counter one of the Summoner's Pacts. Frustratingly, we hadn't forced, if we'd have gone for the Shardless Agent instead, that might have been the extra damage. But at the same time, they would have had another pact of Summoner's Pact to go and get Titan now. Let's see if they've got it. They likely do. They're tapping some mana here. Please no. Okay, so they have to transmute here, which means they haven't got quite as much mana. They go and get Valakut. Is that going to be enough? If they play Valakut, oh, I think that's enough, right? Oh no. So one land here will get them 2 triggers. Unless they've got Explore. Okay, we do get there. If you control 5 of the mountains, yeah, so we do get there. So we kind of muddle through, I think. So we were dead to a lot of stuff here, but again, also we drew the worst card in our deck to draw one of. We're dead to, I think, Explore, Titan, or Summoner's Pact exactly. But yeah, if we hadn't have forced the Summoner's Pact there, I guess we could have saved it up for the next turn. Opponent plays the Dryad a turn earlier. No, they play at the same turn. Just thinking about that. So opponent had 2 packs. We countered the first one. If we let it resolve, they get the Dryad, play it. We then make some Rhinos, untap, and then we could force the second one. But if they instead just go and get Titan, then they would have been able to Titan us. I think it's probably fine actually, but do let me know if you disagree, and would have played that differently. But we move on to 2-0. See you for the next round. Right, we are on the play again here, and the hand looks good. We've got some turn 1 interaction, turn 2 interaction, and 3 lands and a way to make some Rhinos. So let's lead with Scalding Tarn, I think. Misty Rainforest is the best of our fetches because it gets both forest and island. Protection from red, sure. Okay, so this is going to be hammer time. Okay, Fire Ice is actually a really good draw. So let's go Foothills. Well, maybe I think I'm going to ice here, because there's no real point in keeping up fire because this Burrowton Forge Tender can stop it. So let's go grab Breeding Pool, I think. Ice my opponent's land, stop them playing Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, Force of Negation is also a very good draw. Springleaf Drum, sure. Sentinel. Sentinel is a little bit irritating just because it would draw my opponent a card when we make some Rhinos. But yeah, we can deal with that. We could just bounce the Sentinel. But yeah, we're going to want to make some 4/4s here. Then next turn, if we draw a red card, we could potentially go... I suppose we could bounce the Forged... Let's see what my opponent plays here. Because in theory, we could go bounce the Forged Tender and then just Fury everything away. Another Sentinel. Sanctifier and Vec. Right. A lot of hate, a lot of interesting cards here. Okay, no attacks from the opponent. So this is protection from red and black. We will be drawing our opponent 2 cards here. I think that's fine. I think we have to. Is that right? So we cast Violent Outburst, make some cards. It's either that or we go bounce a Sentinel, pay. Don't think that's very good. I think we're just going to try and kill my opponent before they can utilize their cards from Esper Sentinel. Okay, Otawara is quite good. So let's attack. Okay, no blocks from the opponent. Maybe I'm just meant to hold up here. Maybe we just don't care. Because we could go bounce this, Fury these 2 away. But seeing as we've drawn this Otawara, I'm not sure how much we really care. So what do we want to do here? So bounce this. I suppose if the hammer goes on anything, it's going to be this Sanctifier. How much is this to do? I mean, this is actually the same as this, right? Because this costs 4. We can't bounce a Sanctifier with this. I think we can just play a tap land here because we've got bounce and bounce up. Yeah, we don't really want to take more damage. Well, I suppose we're actually going to want to potentially pay for these Esper Sentinels. Yeah, I probably should have shocked in there. Okay, there's the Paladin. Shadow Spear. Right, do we want to force that? Stops my opponent drawing a card. I think that's fine. Like I say, I think we're just trying to kill my opponent with... End of turn here, we're going to bounce the Forge Tender. Colossus Hammer. So 1 card in hand from the opponent. We could force pitch Brazen Borrower. Pay the 2. And then dead gone the Pure Steel Paladin, potentially. I think I'm going to force this. Yeah. I think we're going to force. If my opponent's got another one... Oh, maybe we were meant to just dead gone the Pure Steel Paladin, actually. And I'm actually just going to dead gone now. Well, I mean, we can Fury next turn anyway. If we want, we can just hard cast it. Wouldn't be surprised to see our opponent sacrifice Forge Tender here. Yeah, definitely possible that I was meant to just... dead gone there rather than doing anything else. Or I thought to... If we draw a red card, I'll probably... Okay, that's not too bad. So how much damage are we taking? 1, 2, 3, 6. Are we winning this race? I think so. We can bounce this as well, which is quite nice. Without having to take any... without having to pay for any of this. Okay, 6. My opponent goes... I suppose we could bounce the Shadow Spear. Reality Chip's quite good. I think we're going to... So when this is equipped, reconfigure 3 mana. See what they do it to. Okay, Esper Sentinel. So do I just bounce that now? Yeah, my opponent hasn't got much mana to play with. I think that's fine. Okay, they play Urza's Saga. Well, maybe I should have. We'll let them attack, I think. Okay, so this is fine now. I get to just win the game next turn because I go Otawara this. Or is it? They can't replay it. They've played their land for turn. So we'll just bounce the well, yeah, I'll just bounce the Sanctifier. And then opponent doesn't gain the life. Oh, please don't have Blacksmith skill. Yeah, that's the one thing that blows us out there. Maybe I should be... Well, okay, so I've actually played a little bit incorrectly there. I should just be bouncing the Shadow Spear. Because now we may just die. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so we attack for 9. Attack for 9, put my opponent to 1. They're attacking back. I can't block this. So that would be 3, and then this would die. Oh, that was so brutal. Do I attack with 1 Rhino is the question. Don't think so here, but we're just going to get absolutely blown out by this by this reality chip. And we got blown out by the blacksmith skill. Is it target? Oh, target permanent. Okay, so it wouldn't have actually mattered if we'd have aimed for the Shadow Spear. So we should have probably done it in response to the equip. Yeah, I think that's pretty marginal, but probably could have done something to play a little bit tighter there. I think I actually just have to hold here. I could attack with 1 Rhino, play the Fury. This is sacrificed. And then my opponent can attack with... Well, they can't really attack with too much. Yeah, I think we attack with 1 Rhino. Main deck Sanctifier is it's pretty rough. Okay, so just play this Fury. My opponent will sacrifice the Burton Forge Tender. Which is exactly why it's in my opponent's main deck. Yeah, now my opponent gets to go nuts with the reality chip is the problem. If they find a hammer, we're actually just... we're not dead because my opponent can't actually equip it at the moment. Another Stoneforge Mystic, okay. So opponent's potentially dead to Cryptic Command. Oh, well, okay. So my opponent's just kind of found everything here and gone nuts with the reality chip. So we're kind of just dead. So this is going to be 2 hammers. I mean, we'll put a block in, but then we're just, yeah, okay. So, yeah, sure. Not really much we could do. I guess my opponent attacks with... Oh no, they've got another hammer in hand, so it doesn't matter. So we just got absolutely blown out by the blacksmith skill on the top of my opponent's deck. But I don't think we could have actually played around that too well, because my opponent goes attached to Esper Sentinel. If we would have had to bounce the Sentinel to not allow them the reality chip. I guess we could have bounced the Sanctifier then, but then my opponent doesn't attack, so we don't have lethal anyway. So actually, I'm not sure there's too much we could have done there. Let me know if you see any other lines that would have been good. Okay, so we're going to want all of these Force of Vigors and all of these Prismari Commands. Bonecrusher seems fine. Charm is probably fine. Actually, our deck's pretty set up against Hammer. What don't we want? Cryptic's probably a little bit slow, actually. Archmage's Charms might be a little bit slow. Fire Ice is good. Fury's good. Maybe we cut the Forces. Yeah, I think we can cut Forces because a lot of the time, you know, a lot of their stuff's creature based. And maybe 1 Archmages. I think that's fine. Let's go with that. Okay, we'll be on the play. Yeah, again, this hand is fine. We'll keep it. Actually, it sounds pretty good. Yeah, we've got 2 Cascaders. Got an answer for a turn 1 Esper Sentinel. I think I'm just going to lead on the Triome here. Because if my opponent plays Esper Sentinel, we haven't actually currently got anything to do turn 2. So, I mean, we could draw Fire Ice or another removal spell. But if my opponent plays Esper Sentinel, we're not going to be dead-gonning it. I don't think. Although we could go Scalding Tarn. I think I'm just going to play this and pass. And then next turn we can dead-gon, potentially pay the 1. Springleaf Drum. Okay, so we do draw Fire Ice, of course. So I think I'm just going to ping this now. Potentially stops my opponent. Potentially stops my opponent making mana next turn. Okay, now will be a really good time to draw. What's it called? Force of Vigor. Right, so we want to go and get blue-red, I think. Just grab Steam Vents. Okay, are we just making Rhinos now? I think so. We could do it at instant speed, I suppose. Maybe I meant to do this at instant speed. I think I meant to do it at instant speed here. We don't have a Force of Vigor to protect ourselves. If our opponent goes something like Stoneforge, although opponent hasn't got any creatures on the field, and we do have this Prismari Command. Opponent can make a token, but if they want to spend all their mana making tokens, I think we're probably fine with that. So yeah, have I changed my mind? I think I'm just going to go for the Shardless Agent here. It's also better against my opponent playing something like an Esper Sentinel. So opponent doesn't do anything in their turn with their mana at the end of our turn. Just go to their upkeep. So they're going to put a counter on Saga. But we do have Prismari Command and Violent Outburst. In theory, we can attack for, what, 13 next turn? Unlikely to kill my opponent, but it might just be that we hold up now, kind of play the kind of tempo game. It's up to my opponent to kind of do things. They do have this Cigarda's Aid, which is obviously a bit scary. Okay, so it looks like they've got a hammer. No hammer, okay. So that's attack for 10. So we've got lots of options here. We could go Prismari Command, deal this to destroy this, or how much do we want to play around Blacksmith skill here? We did get kind of blown out by that last time. We could just go destroy target. Oh no, okay, so we have to be careful here because yeah, we have to be very careful here because my opponent has got Blacksmith skill. Sorry, my opponent gets to potentially kill us with Yorgmoth Nexus. So we just have to wait. Because my opponent can animate the Nexus and then grab the yeah, opponent can grab. Okay, so they're making mana. Okay, they're just equipping Shadow Spear, which is fine. Stoneforge, sure. So they get Colossus Hammer. We could tap draw, but I think I want a Prismari Command here. So no blocks. Okay, our opponent's gone for that. So let's go. Okay, so we let the trigger go onto the stack because otherwise our opponent can equip the Stoneforge Mystic. So then let's go deal 2 damage, destroy target artifact. Deal 2 damage, destroy target artifact. So we'll deal Stoneforge 2 and we'll destroy the construct token. Okay, opponent concedes. So a bit of an odd tapping that time. My opponent chooses to, you know, they obviously didn't have the blacksmith skill, but if they tapped the Yorgmoth Nexus, I'd have been a lot more concerned about it, because they would have had white mana available. But we do get there. Is there anything we want to change? I don't think so. I think we can just ship it back. So Prismari Command there, acting like a a what's it called? Colligan's Command. People that used to play that when Affinity was big and Infect were big will remember how good that card was there. This hand looks like a trap to me. What's our opponent done? Opponent's kept 7, so we can't actually suspend Footfalls on 1. We've got no way to cascade. We've got 4 lands. I think this is a clear mulligan in this matchup. This is better, certainly better. And I think we're going to ditch the Charm, probably, or is it Fire? I think it's actually Fire Ice because we've got one already. This may be a little slow. Draw. What we want to see off the top is like Force of Vigor or Fury would be good. Okay, hopefully our opponent's got a bit of a slow. Ooh, speaking of, yeah, that's obviously one of the best draws in our deck, if not the best. Yorgmoth Nexus. Okay, there's Stoneforge. What are they going to go and get? They go and get Hammer, which is fine. So we'll just fetch the Triome. Ooh, well, it's got to be that, right? It's just definitely that. We've drawn very well there. I think, yeah, we're just going to kill both my opponent's creatures. And we still get to hold up Force as well. Although we probably don't want to do much with the Force, given that we want a Shardless Agent next turn, really. But it's got another Stoneforge Mystic. What do they get? They get a Hammer. So yeah, if this is... So my opponent's got 5 cards in hand, of which 2 are hammers. We want to get blue-green here, I think. Yep. Okay, we draw Misty Rainforest. I don't think we can afford to tap out here. I think we just hold on. We can't go Shardless. We could go Shardless Agent, but if my opponent's drawn Sigarda's Aid, yes. So maybe I should have countered that. Okay, so I think we're just gonna let my opponent. We could gain control. Is this target non-land? Yeah, non-land permanent. Okay. So my opponent's gonna hammer. So we either counter. We counter the hammer, and then next turn. Actually, I quite like countering the hammer here, because then next turn we can just hold up Hardcast Force. Yeah, I think that's better. We take 1 Infect. If we draw... Ooh, that's a nice draw as well. Okay. We'll continue to pass the turn. We've drawn pretty well in this matchup, I have to say, but it's still touch and go. We know our opponent's got another hammer. Okay, so yeah, we know they've got at least 1 hammer. So here's the hammer. So we'll let this resolve, and then we're going to try and Prismari Command. So we'll go destroy target artifact, deal 2 damage, I think. Deal 2 damage, destroy target artifact. So we'll deal 2 damage here, destroy the Yorgmoth Nexus. Okay, Blacksmith Skill, so that will kill us. So we have to respond with Force of Vigor. And we'll destroy the Nexus and Ooh, is it Hammer or is it Sigarda's Aid? It's definitely Nexus. And then is it Sigarda's Aid or Hammer? So we know. Do we know my opponent's got a hammer? Oh no, there's a hammer in the bin. So there's 2 more hammers, but loads of ways to find hammers. Are there more ways to find hammers, or are there more ways to equip? I think I'm going to destroy the hammer. Although giving it flash is pretty good. No, I think we're just going to go... I think I am going to destroy the aid, actually. So I have 0 cards in hand. My opponent has 2. We did have to get rid of our Cascader there. Okay, Brazen Borrower is actually a pretty good draw. It's quite reactive. I would have obviously one of the best draws is kind of a Cascader there probably. Okay, Stoneforge Mystic. So that's okay in the they're probably going to get Reality Chip here. That's okay in the thank goodness we destroyed the Sigarda's Aid. Okay, find a Misty, so we'll play that and pass. So Pure Steel is of it. Oh, they find another Sigarda's Aid. Sure. Okay, so there's a hammer. I think I'm just gonna bounce this. Opponent could have another blacksmith skill which blows us out. Yeah, because then we don't even get the. Ugh. Okay, so so we need to draw something real good now. Oh, didn't mean to draw the island there, I think. Boseiju yeah, that works just about. I mean, it lets my opponent go and get blue mana, which is unfortunate. So let my opponent attack. Have I got another blacksmith skill? Sword of Fire Ice. Yeah, okay, so that just kills us as well. Okay, GG's. I feel like we got pretty unlucky in some of those games. So we had, my opponent drew blacksmith skill at very opportune times. And that game 1 was just a bit of a well, obviously really rough. Opponent hitting exactly blacksmith skill off of their reality chip, but that's how it goes sometimes against Hammer. Very powerful deck doing powerful things. We drew very well in that matchup and still managed to lose. Don't think we could have negotiated it any differently. Opponent played well as well. We literally couldn't have done anything in this turn to win the game. I don't actually think. I guess Otawara bouncing Stoneforge would have potentially won us the game, but that's how it goes. See you for the next round. Alright, we're on the play again here. We're doing well with that. 5 lands and a Cascader. I think we can do better. Yeah, this is much better. So we'll keep this. And bottom the Cryptic. Turn 1 will fetch Breeding Pool. And Suspender Footfalls. I'm going to need to find another land. the next couple of draws to cast these Shardless Agents. Guess I shouldn't auto yield here. Darksteel Citadel, so this is looking like some sort of affinity list. Right, show me a land. Well, Archmage's Charm, not the best draw. Go and get the Triome at the end of turn. Cavern of Souls, Artificer maybe? Yeah, okay, so this is like okay, there's a Stone Forge. Wonder what they go and get. Caldera maybe? Nettle Cyst, okay, that's fine. So let's fetch and pray that we draw a land. We've got 25 lands in the deck, 23 left at the moment, obviously. Come on. Come on. 25 lands. All our opponent does is put Nettle Cyst in, that's fine. Okay, opponent instantly sacrificing their relic. So they've missed a land as well, by the look of it. Attacks for 1. So that's good. That's obviously good for us. Each turn that goes by, our Footfalls is coming off suspend. We continue to not draw lands, unfortunately. I'm very tempted to force this. I think I am going to force that, given that our opponent is short on mana, especially coloured mana. Yeah, I think that was a fine force given this point in the game. So here comes our Rhinos as well. Okay, we finally find steam vents, so that's really good now. So now we're in pretty good shape, I think. So we could have gained control of the star there, but I don't think that's that great. So we likely counter Portable Hole. How much do we care about? I think this is fine. Like, it's going to kill one of our Rhinos, but we can just make more. So red, green. Yep, make some more Rhinos. Cast Crashing Footfalls. Okay, so we don't really want to draw any more Cascaders. Okay, so this puts our opponent to 8. I think here I just hold up Archmage's Charm now. For something like Thought Monitor or like Nettle Cyst we probably let resolve. And then at end of turn we can always draw 2. Another Portable Hole. That's fine. I suppose our opponent can Stone Forge. Put Nettle Cyst in. That's fine. Yeah. So if our opponent Stone Forges to put Nettle Cyst in, that can eat one of our Rhinos, but we could just in response gain control of the germ. So we probably just do that, and then that wins the game. Okay, so Force of Vigor looking pretty good. Prismari Command looking very good. Force of Negation, we can cut all of those. Got 2 more cuts to make. What should they be? Fury's great. Cryptic's probably a little bit slow. Maybe cut 1 charm. Let's try that. Okay, I think we're going to keep this hand. Yeah, it's got Oh yeah, I even missed the Shardless Agent, which is really good. It's got 2 kind of powerful hate spells. It's got a way to make Rhinos as well. Okay, opponent not doing anything turn 1. Again, we're going to need to find another land. Brazen Borrower is a good draw. So I don't think I'm going to play the Footfalls here. I think I'm just going to keep that for a Force of Vigor pitch. Maybe that's incorrect, actually. Not sure. Opponent fetch shocking there, so probably a misclick. I'm not envisaging they're playing Death Shadow. Is this going to be Stoneforge? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so maybe I should have played the Footfalls. We do have Shardless Agent to pitch if we need to. So, oh, Sword of the Meek. Right, okay, so this is actually something a bit different. So we can expect to see Urza, Lord High Artificer, and yeah, Urza and what's it called? Thopter Foundry here. So I'm going to ice now that we've found that. So let's go ice this land. I guess we should have thought about that with Cavern of Souls, really. But quite glad that I've got, yeah, this Force of Vigor. Okay, so opponent's going to put in something, but that's fine. Sword of the Meek isn't actually very, you know, we don't really care about it being, don't care about it too much being the, oh, hold on. Do I want to Force of Vigor that? Probably not. Okay, we find a land, so that's really good. Let's fetch. So we'll get Steam Vents here. Make some Rhinos. So yeah, for those of you that haven't seen this kind of combo before, this works with Sword of the Meek and Thopter Foundry. Thopter Foundry means that you can sack artifacts to make Thopters, but the 1/1 Thopters then trigger Sword of the Meek. We could just Force of Vigor here. How much do we like doing that? I think I like doing that now. Let's destroy this and this. And notably, you can do this before the opponent gets to make mana with this Urza Saga, because it's a trigger. It's a trigger to gain the ability to tap for mana. So if our opponent wants to, is this Metallic Rebuke? That would suck. Okay. So okay, but that's fine. Portable Hole, sure. So yeah, you can do it in response to the trigger there, so that the opponent can't tap it for mana. It also, so doing it then stops our opponent making a token. Okay, so we can just hold up now. So opponent is going to get to go and search something with their Urza Saga. So making mana. They might just go and get Springleaf Drum in order to cast Urza here. So we can counter the Urza with Archmage's Charm, if that is indeed what they go for. I may... no, I was going to say we can cycle with Prismari Command, but we can actually just Violent Outburst here to make more Rhinos. Okay, so opponent could still play Urza here, which we will counter. Thopter Foundry, I don't think we care too much about. Opponent can make 2 Thopters, but against the Rhinos, they're not that great, so... I guess our opponent could have another Rebuke here. That's fine. So, and yeah, worth noting that the opponent now with a with Urza, the sword itself then taps for mana to do Thopter Foundry. So that goes infinite. Our opponent makes infinite Thopters and gains infinite life. Okay, so the opponent can't. I suppose the opponent can make a token, but if they do that, they no, they can't make a token here. So they could block this and die, block this and die. So it's on my opponent to do stuff now. I suppose they could make they can make 2 tokens, go up to 12. But if they do that, then so I could just destroy this now. The opponent can sacrifice the portable hole. This is fine. We'll just let all this stuff happen. I think we probably have lethal here. Is the opponent going to do the same again? So we could go kill, kill. Yeah, let's just go Prismari Command, deal 2 damage, destroy target artifact. Actually, no, we can let this happen and then let our opponent go to blocks. Because these have trample. Or we could just Violent Outburst, which might do it as well. Okay, so it's just Prismari Command, deal 2 damage, destroy target artifact. So we'll deal 2 here, destroy this artifact, and win the game with exactly lethal. Played this matchup quite a lot, although different iterations of it. Feel like that was if you draw your Force of Vigors, that seems really quite good, but they can just just get you out of nowhere with Urza, so you have to be very careful. But yeah, happy with that. We're 3 and 1, sorry. Let's play the next one, looking for the 4 and 1. Right, this hand looks okay. We'll keep this. I think I played against onlylands.com a couple of times. That is a snow-covered forest. Oh, okay, so this is looking like the most common lists that play no Ignoble Hierarch at the moment are is what's it called? Yorgmoth. So let's go. No, we want to get Steam Vents, and then we'll just kill this. Not sure what this matchup is like. I haven't played it in a while. Yeah, so there's Young Wolf. Okay, so we'll just play this with the thoughts of getting a Triome. Being on the play here would have been so much more preferable. Rather fancy lands. Okay. Yeah, Grist is good here. Takes up to 4. So we're probably going to evoke Fury here. Going to get the Triome. We could gain control of the Young Wolf, I suppose. Right. Let's go land Shardless Agent. And then I think I'm just going to go Fury So we could just kill Grist, or we could kill Insect Token Grist, or we could do 1/1/1. We could work 1/1/2. If our opponent then goes Yorgmoth, I think that's okay. I think we'll just go 1/1/2 here. Because putting a counter on the young wolf is... So my opponent has to sacrifice it with Yorgmoth and then it doesn't come back. We can kill the Grist this coming turn potentially. Well, maybe I should have just countered... Well, yeah, okay. I can definitely see an argument for just countering the Yorgmoth there. Because now my opponent gets to draw quite a lot of cards. This card has a lot of text on. So opponent can... It has protection from humans, so it has protection from our Shardless Agent. They can pay a life, sacrifice a creature to put... Oh, okay. So, right. So I think this is a learning point. I think I misplayed pretty heavily here because I should not have... I think I should have just killed the Grist. Because, yeah, my opponent can do quite a lot of stuff there. Right, I think here we probably... Do I want to just gain control of Young Wolf? Probably is the... So let's just attack Grist with this one. So that kills Grist. Play a land. Do we want to gain control of Young Wolf? No, I don't think so. I think that's fine because my opponent would have to sacrifice it to draw a card. So we can hold up counter spells here. Wall of Roots is fine. Dryad Arbor. So the opponent can Chord of Calling here. So I don't think we want to draw 2 cards because I think we need to be able to counter yeah, we need to be able to counter Chord. Okay, Fury is obviously really good. Oh yeah, because we've got Force as well. Okay, so I think it's just Hardcast Fury. Is it just Hardcast Fury time? So that we could go... Hardcasting Fury just kills Yorgmoth essentially here. Is that what we want to be doing? I think so. But then our opponent goes Chord anyway. God, this is tricky. If we had something to evoke, this would be a lot easier. We're not going to be able to cast both these anyway. I think we have to go Fury here. And then hold up. I'm pretty sure my opponent has Chord of Calling. So let's just kill the Yorgmoth, I think. Yeah, they've got... That's pretty good. But it does mean my opponent has to tap out, potentially. I wonder if well, maybe my opponent can just go off here. X equals 4. So I'm going to go and get another Yorgmoth. Probably. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Opponent could put a 2/2 Young Wolf in, but I think that's fine. Oh, that's stupid. opponent blocking there, which is fine. But they could have killed the Shardless Agent there. Maybe we should have killed... No, I'm not convinced. Don't really know. This I need to play this matchup a lot more. Okay, so if this is Eldritch Evolution, we're obviously forcing it. Yeah, let's just force this. So that's really good. Well, it's good for us. It's a 2 for 2 essentially. Yeah, I need to play this matchup a lot more. Really. Opponent could have another one, of course, or a grist. Another Eldritch Evolution. Okay, so this is opponent is at 7 life. That's worth noting. They do need life to go off. It's always worth making them play it out. I think I get the impression that a lot of losses against this deck come from not knowing how it works. Okay, so let's draw something good. Brazen Borrower counts as something good. So do we act now to stop my opponent blocking and then... Yeah, I think so. So let's go Petty Theft. What are we Petty Thefting? I think it's just Yorgmoth. We could Petty Theft in combat. But yeah, we can Petty Theft in combat to get the Rhinos through. But I think this is better, because now it forces my opponent to do stuff. Pre-combat. Opponent draws a card, but each one they draw means that they have to pay life. We've got quite an impressive board. So this is the kind of combo with 2 undying creatures. Okay, my opponent's shrinking our stuff. But they do go down to 5. So yeah, we're just attacking with absolutely everything here. Forcing my opponent to block. Might even be lethal, actually. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Grand. Okay. So, yeah, after... like I say, I really need to get some practice in playing this matchup, but I think if I remember, a friend that plays this says that this matchup's pretty bad for them. You just, if you get one hit in with Rhinos, it just really stymies their ability to go off, because Yorgmoth you need to pay life to do. Obviously we drew pretty well there, Brazen Borrower off the top. But yeah, let's see what we've got in the sideboard. So Subtlety seems fine, as does Endurance. We don't have any hard graveyard hate. Fury tends to be really good against them. Force is interesting. I think Bonecrusher's probably fine. Archmage's Charm is probably good. Dead Gone is good. Cryptic might be a little slow. What are we subtletying? I guess the trouble with Subtlety is they often put Yorgmoth in via a search spell, so maybe we don't want Subtlety. We want all this. Maybe. What don't we want? Otawara seems good. Maybe we can cut a land. What are we Boseijuing? We'll cut Boseiju, unless we see anything like a Damping Sphere or Chalice of the Void or something. And then one more cut. Maybe it's one copy of Archmage's Charm. I think I like keeping the forces in. Maybe we don't like. No, let's trim one force. Okay, so we're going to mulligan this. Endurance not quite the slam dunk in this matchup that it first appears, because if my opponent has kind of multiple undying creatures, they can usually play around it. So we're going to mulligan this. We're really after something that makes Rhinos fairly quickly. We will keep this. I think we'll keep 3 lands and get rid of one of these footfalls. We've got, you know, we can Rhinos on 1 and then Bonecrusher Giant. I'd like to draw Dead Gone. Okay. Why? Do we want to kill this now is the question, or do we want to save it for Bonecrusher? I think I'm just going to kill it. Let's get dead. Bolt the bird, as they say. It's always possible that my opponent kept a 1-lander with some mana dorks. Okay, there's a Geist. What do we want to do here? I don't know whether we do have to fetch Shock. I could fetch Basic Forest. I think I'm just going to fetch Basic Forest here. This is the other kind of mode of the Yorgmoth deck. They can just beat you down with what we like to call mopey creatures. Strangleroot Geist has haste. Okay, Eldritch Evolution probably for Grist. Oh, right. Yeah, that is just Yorgmoth. Maybe I should have Endurance there. Okay, because we can't actually play Endurance now. Oh, we can now. So why don't we stomp this? Go stomp here. Stomp this. So yeah, opponent's going to sacrifice it to draw a card. Oh, we do lose that, which is a pain. But it just limits my opponent's ability to go off next turn, hopefully. Okay, you've got a Grist. It's pretty good. Okay, another copy of Endurance isn't too bad. So we'll let things happen here. Okay, opponent makes another token. Okay, so I think I'm just going to bounce this. We could. Oh, this costs mana. Sorry, it costs more. It costs 4 mana. We could just go Endurance and then bounce in our turn. I think we have to fetch Shock if we want to go. I think I'm just going to Endurance here. We'll shuffle my opponent's library back in. I mean, Grist does have an ultimate that cares about the graveyard. Looks like our opponent has Cord here. Cord for 1. So we're getting Young Wolf. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that was wrong. Need a Cascader, really. Okay, so I guess we can just pass now. In my opponent's upkeep, we probably bounce Yorgmoth. What's this? Cord for 2. Oh, it's another. It's probably a Strangleroot Geist. Oh, Blood Artist, that's pretty good. So let's go Otawara, the Yorgmoth here. Doing it again. Okay, so now we could Endurance, but my opponent will just do. I think I'm going to Endurance. This is another creature dies. We may just die here because Endurance is going to die as well, meaning our opponent pings us with Blood Artist. Would you get rid of the Undying guy? There's Yorgmoth again. Oh yeah, they can make a token. Brought in Necromentia is worrying. Okay, so that's one. I think we're just dead here anyway. Because my opponent can just sacrifice their whole board and kill us. Yeah, okay. So, not sure I played entirely correctly there. Like I say, definitely need to get more reps in against this deck. But yeah, it's definitely a popular deck at the moment. I think it won a lot of challenges over the weekend. I think the final was Yorgmoth versus Yorgmoth. Right. So, what do we want to change, if anything? Do we want all of the forces? I think this is fine on the. I think on the play. Hopefully, it will be a little bit better. Right, we'll be on the play. Also possible in the last round that in that last game that we should have mulliganed a bit harder. Oh, this hand's so close, but I don't think we can keep a 5-lander. Yeah, this hand's a lot better. Brazen Borrower on the bottom. Play Scalding Tarn and pass. If our opponent plays a turn 1, okay, so we might bounce that, we might not. Gonna get the Triome. Okay, Force is a good draw. Actually, we would have bounced this if it was a mana dork, because we've seen Necromentia from my opponent. I'm going to bounce it now. It uses our mana efficiently and it kind of stops the opponent as well. Okay, Otawara, don't really want any more of those. Make some Rhinos. Yeah, need to, if we can untap here, I fancy my chances. Okay, there's the Wall of Roots. Oh, Crime Punishment. That's gross. Right. Okay, so we can't play Otawara. We'll attack here. Okay, opponent not risking it. Yeah, that's pretty gross. Forgot that it played this card. If we'd have had another blue card, that would have been really nice, obviously. Oh, I possibly should have gone ice a land. Oh, that wouldn't have mattered. Grist. Create a 1/1. Okay, so we'll play the Brazen Borrower. Want to draw a Cascader, really? Okay, that is a Cascader. Okay, so let's kill Grist. And then we can give it +1. So add green, green, red, Violent Outburst. Yeah, because this gives it +1/+1, so we get to kill the Grist. And then pass the turn. Borg. So we'll be forcing any sort of search spell here. Okay, another Grist is fine. They might sacrifice something. Geralf's Messenger. Sure. Okay, so they're probably going to kill one of our Rhinos here. Oh no, they kill the Brazen Borrower, that's fine. So we can go Fire Ice now. Because we need to kill the Grist. Although we also want to hold up Force. Stomping Ground. Okay, so we could go ping, ping. We could just attack Grist, or we could attack... I don't think we care about the 1/1 actually. I think I'm just going to attack everything at my opponent. I think this is the way. I think we just want to just keep hammering my opponent. So we could now Fire Ice, but I don't think I want to do that. I probably Fire Ice maybe end of turn. Or it could just be Endurance. Create a 1/1. Maybe it's just... I think it's just Endurance actually. Okay, my opponent doesn't have anything in hand. So we're taking 5. Do I want to block? Not really. See, I'm just gonna cast this Endurance. Just gonna try and beat my opponent down. So we'll cycle. Oh, maybe we don't want to put the crime and punishment back in. Okay, Rhinos. So we're at 9. If our opponent attacks us with everything, it's 1, 5, 6. If they find a... No, I think this is still fine. I think we're just keeping slugging at our opponent here. I'm probably going to use the Fire Ice now. Oh, hold on. Oh no, that's fine. Okay, so I think now we go fire, kill this and this. Well, deal this 1. So use this land and this one. And then we can play Otawara. Choose one to keep this one so that we can still hold up Force. Okay, opponent creates a 1/1. Birds of Paradise, sure. So this is touch and go. Our opponent is hitting us for a lot of damage. Okay, that's a good draw. So if we, right, let's do the maths here. So if we attack with everything, we could kill this, attack with everything, opponent goes block, block. Kill this, opponent goes block, block, and then dies, I think. Because obviously we die on the backswing. Opponent's got 0 cards in hand. They've have another thing to be very wary of in this matchup is if your opponent has a fetch land, they can fetch Dryad Arbor to block. So we kill this. The way to absorb the most damage is block here and here. Because I've only got 1/1s, yeah, and then we just win, right? So let's go dead. This, because it's a 0/2. And then we can just attack with everything for lethal. And if I've done the maths wrong, we lose. And if I haven't, then we win. Okay, good stuff. Okay, so that seems to be the plan against Yorgmoth. Just keep beating them down and hope they don't. You know, we had the search spells covered there. With Force. Opponent drew a lot of lands as well. If we don't draw a dead gone there, we probably have to do something else. But yeah, happy with the deck. I think the Archmage's charms. Yeah, I think they did come in countering some stuff. Don't think we ever got to draw 2, so not sure if this is the best version at the moment, but definitely had fun playing it. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed that. Please do consider subscribing if you did. But yeah, see you again for the next league.